Alright, hello everyone, can you hear me? Microphone working? Is music too loud? Microphone too loud? Anything? Is all the sound working? There seems to be a delay in chat. Hello everyone. Alright. Hey J-Code, hey Zippy, hey everyone. Alright, I think I'll get started then. So, here we are in Blender. So all that I've set up is a reference image for the 1911. One on this side, one on the other. And they're about lined up, but I'm mainly going to be using this side. Because So they line up just about the same from the reference images, but that's all I've done so far off stream. Nice background, seems familiar. Alright, so I'm gonna set up one main Blender tip that not many people actually know about that I use, is to turn on the magnet and set it to vertex. So if you ever wanted to line like this up with this, normally you would just do this and get it just about right. But instead, if you scale it or move it down and put your mouse over it, then it'll line up exactly. And that's a useful feature that I like using. Alright. Shouldn't the magazine be cut off a little bit? I'm not sure what you mean. Shouldn't it be cut off? So I'm gonna start down here at the body. Get this sharp edge right here. And then I'm gonna get the second sharp edge so I could make the curve there, which is what I did with the Glock model. And then this little part here is usually a bit complicated, so I'm just gonna do this for now. And then subdivide here, so I can do that. And then I'm gonna get this entire base part here, and then I'll cut into it for the rail part. And then right about here, it goes from going up to going to the side. So at least what I did on the Glock was I moved it just up. And of course, put this down here, and then use this to go to the side. But first I'm gonna get this part right here. Oh, what happened there? Alright, I keep pressing the wrong button there. And that's a pretty good outline so far. So I'm going to start moving this way. Scale along the X0 so that it's completely flat up and down. And I need to get around that edge right there. See how that magnet tool, like hopefully I was able to get it from here. I wanted it to line up exactly up and down with here, so I can move it along the X over here, then move it along the Z with here. It's really helpful. And pretty underrated. Alright, so just about here there's a divot, so I'm going to leave a cut there for later. Do you play Siege? No, I don't play Siege, but I do play other shooters like GTA, Call of Duty are the main other two. Also CSGO sometimes. I've never played Siege though. Pro Blender user. I'm definitely not a pro yet. I've been looking a lot into it lately because I want to be able to make all the models for my game. Pizza. There you go, Pat. Alright, so there's an angle down here. For now, I'll just do this and that. Oh, I keep pressing that. Just to be going a little bit high. The image is slightly slanted, it doesn't matter though. Alright, yeah, so it doesn't really line up on this reference. I want to mainly use this side because it has it has the safety, the slide catch, and the I don't know the exact term for it, but it basically just gets sort of if the safety's down or up with the little button things. Since it has all these three main features, I want to be able to have those lined up for when I make those later. So I'm going to line all of this up with this side actually. It's not too far off, so it's mainly just moving these. Hello, Ply. You changed your name and profile picture. Copying Mad Ferret. Alright, I think I'll follow that line there. I can't tell if that curves or not. Oh, I'm stupid. I just tried to rotate the image. I'll just assume that that part is flat. So then this whole line here, except for that part, it's gonna be line. Oh my god! Keep deleting them instead of moving. Lined up with there. Maybe a about there, and I'll move this up with them. All right, it's looking good. Oh no, everyone in chat is changing names now. All right, so now I'm gonna make this 3D. Move it about that much. It's gonna be mirrored to the other side and then connected. So however much I move it, it's gonna be double. All right, I have to set origin. There we go. First, I should probably apply the transform so that the right way. Turn on clipping. All right, that's definitely too thick. Something like that. All right, right there looks good. The 1911 is a bit skinnier than the Glock, so I think that's right. Still looks a bit chunky. That's better. So that was just to get the size, so I'm gonna not make it 3D anymore because I want to get the rest of this part where the curves connect. Am I going to model the entire thing? I'm gonna go through the entire base, add a few details. I'm not gonna go through the texturing and stuff yet. About to what my Glock model looks like. All right, so now I'm gonna get the rest of this. Just about to here because then the rail starts. I'll add a loop cut there. And then I'll adjust it from there. That's about good. And then this part also, again, has that, it has a hole cut into it, so I could just do that with a bool modifier later. You're gonna pay attention on the back of the slide. Yeah, that's definitely a difficult part. That's one annoying part about the magnet. Sometimes you have to move your cursor so it doesn't go over other vertices. I'll add the trigger guard in afterwards and then just connect it up. This part here, I'll do that after I finish this. I'll have to think of something to add that. And then here, since they're not exactly straight, I can use that magnet again. It's really helpful. 12 watching, that's actually a bit more than I expected. And 11 likes, so that's good. That just about follows. Maybe right here isn't too good. So what I can do, did I just, all right, no, I didn't delete it. Subdivide that, subdivide this, connect them, and then I'll have this extra vertex to use. Because since this entire part will be flat, I use these sides to get extra vertices, because it won't affect the shading here, but it can help with the curves. Now on the side, just for now, I'll take this whole thing, move it in on the Y a bit, and then connect. And that looks pretty bad for now, but we'll get into shading later. So now this side. Fly, I totally agree, it looks awesome. At least the reference image, not my model yet. So this rubber bumpiness, I think I'll do with a normal map. Is that a fake Zippy? I didn't realize when he said hi. It's in all caps, so I agree, Ply. I bet it's Rush. Or I mean, it's all lowercase. Alright, so this extra hand safety, I'll add that in as a detail. So for now, I'll just continue this curve and make it look normal. Can actually follow this side. It might make it easier, because later I'd have to move it there anyways. Sorry if I butcher this name, but Phi Rex Kaz Gaming. Yeah, I do that with the normal, but because it will be too much triangles. You mean make it smooth shaded? Alright, I want these lines to be a bit more flat, so I'll move those back. Can go down. Seems to bulge just a bit. Right about here it goes out. So I can do that same subdivide along this side. There's good. And move this. Right there's fine. in on the Y. I can make it the exact same amount of in as I did last time with the magnet again. And then connect. So that's most of the base. I'll make sure to recalculate normals, merge by distance to make sure that there are no duplicated vertices. And then I guess I could add the trigger guard now. First, loop cut just about where it starts. And I'll make the, oh, wrong thing. Make this 0 along the X so it's straight up and down. And then I have a second one right here that's already lined up. So I could take, they could connect to those 3 faces right there. And then on this side, oh, I have right here and right here to connect to. So for now, I'll make this a separate object and then I'll add the connections after. Start here. I wonder if I'd be able to use any curve tool here. I'm not too familiar with them yet. I bet that there is a way though. Just extruding, rotating, and scaling. Right here when it goes flat, make that flat along the X. And I'll just add a few of these and then move the top ones up along that curve. This trigger guard's definitely a lot skinnier than on the Glock, which made it a lot quicker and easier to follow that right shape. Shit. Alright, and I think just about now I can start connecting those. So first I'll move it out on the Y, just to... Alright, another part where that snapping tool is a bit annoying. Just about there looks good. So first, let's make these both the same object, and then connect them. I'll have to add a loop cut. Or actually, right here will be flat, so I could just get an extra vertice there, vertex, and then an extra one here. Alright, now that those are n-gons, I can't put a loop cut through there. So I'll select this whole part, hide it. So it's still there, just when in editing mode you don't see it, so it's a bit easier to look in here. Then I can use the knife tool. Do that. And that was lined up with the view, so it's all weird, but I can use the magnet again to line them all up. And then Alt-H to show the trigger again, the trigger guard. And then I can line up that loop cut for where the trigger was. And then connect. So right here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this part will have curves on the edges to curve around. But I guess it's flat, so I could just connect it all right there with an ugly n-gon. Alright, so this outside part will be completely flat, so I can just extrude those to connect, but then the inside will curve in. So I still have to do the same thing I did with the body to get that sort of starter curve. And I'll scale it in just a bit so that it's easier to move in. I'll connect them. And then I think right here I have a duplicated vertex, so I can take this all, merge by distance, and yes, I had 2 duplicated vertices. Welcome back, Zippy. I think you had a fake while you were gone. Unless that's the fake again. I think right here I should add a triangle. No, it's still the fake. All right. This actually did a pretty good job of aligning. I don't have to do much. Zippy, you're amazed that YouTube lets you have accounts with the same username? I think that they should do something like Discord, because lots of people like having the same name, but you should definitely have that easy way to identify if there's a fake or not. And then I think just about to here is all the curve I need. So right here, I think it's perfectly flat. It's just the angle of the picture. Wait, yeah, I think I did that wrong. Yeah, it definitely doesn't bump up that high. Yeah, in Tom's stream there were a lot of fakes, but at least for him, his name would be highlighted in yellow. So I'm going to make this curve a bit less significant because it's definitely just the perspective of the picture. I'm just going to follow about that size right here the whole way around. It's probably a tool to do that exactly, but am I getting bigger? Yeah, I am. Zippy Zach is cool, definitely Ply. I think I'm starting to get bigger again. Alright, just about that. That little bit of bump is going to look nice. So again, I'll do the triangle to go back to the normal size and take that loop cut. Not this part. And then connect. Alright, yeah. Oh, I probably could have just used a bevel there. This looks nice too, though. And then right here. I know that that creates a duplicated vertex, but I can easily fix that. And again here, watch, there's already one there, but then when I connect, it's in the same spot. If I take all of this, press M by distance, it'll remove those. So I'm gonna finish the connection right here and then move on to connect the other side. Oh. This whole part will be flat, so it's fine that it's an end gone there. Probably would be better to do. Here, I should probably add an edge here so that I can add a loop cut. Oh, how's that an end gone? One sec. How many is this? That's 4. Oh, yeah. Oh, I accidentally filled instead of cut through. So J to join. Now I should be able to loop cut through that, yep. Alright, so that whole part's looking good. Now this part. It's kind of a mess. Should I connect up to here or here? I think I'll move this one up a bit. Oh. With the center part. Up. Ah! To about there. Alright, so that about connects them. Oh yeah, I'll have to do the... Take these two. And then subdivide. And then it's gonna connect to right here. So that line, subdivide. And then between these two, I'll need the line. Oh! I could just press K. Or did I press J on accident? Oh, that's useful to know. So you can join and it will add that in for you. Alright, well I'll line that up. And then I think that those two are on each other, so yep, removed the extras. I think I see two edges here, so I'm wondering what that's about. It's a bit complicated of a view. I'll move this one over. Maybe I could see then. Alright, yeah. I'll delete these faces because those are on the inside. And then I can move this back. What do you think of having destructible alls and stuff in your game? It would give a better reason to bring explosive weapons. There will be like glasses and boxes you can shoot that will break. What do you mean by that? By destructible alls. Oh, destructible walls. I'm trying to think about that. Alright, fake tornado ally, I'm gonna have to hide that. Already getting fakes. Alright, that doesn't look lined up. Does it shift on the Y? I can go on wireframe. Alright, that's a bit of a mess there. What's going on? Alright, there's an... Oh, I think I see. Is this flat along the Y? No, it's not. So that's the issue. I'll get this and this. And actually, not that part. Just this part and then this part. That should be completely flat on the Y. There we go. That should clean up whatever mess was going on right here. Almost. Something is still up. At the end of a match, many buildings are flattened, So you could shoot the walls and then it'll fall over. I'd have to find... I've seen this asset before where you can bake an animation, or you can bake a physics simulation into an animation. But so I could get a few of those from different spots where it'd be shot. I probably should get weapon switching before that though. Still wondering why that's a bit off. Oh, this part isn't scaled flat along the Y. Probably. Now, there we go, that was the issue. So that should be right. And, alright, looks like it. It's connected in the right way. So I'm gonna check, alright, did I delete the faces here? Bit of a complicated view, but no. Alright, yes I did. So there's the trigger guard. It actually looks better than I was expecting. Just shoot enough walls and it just collapses downward, not even a physics simulation. That would probably be pretty expensive. And then that'd make the servers cost a bit more. If you want super dynamic destruction, you want to use voxels. Yeah, I saw a newer game that's in development, and it was like very high quality Minecraft basically, and it had really cool destruction with this hammer. Alright, I'll add the rail now. Oh. Extrude to there, extrude to there. That'll make duplicated vertices, remove those. Then that should be flat right there. Why is it changing? Oh, it's also changing here. Oh yeah, because it's going slightly downwards. Just slightly. Alright, I'll make loop cuts where those are. 1, 4, 4 in here. Oh, scale on the X. About that thick. And the last one, I'll only need 1 loop cut, so may as well add that. And then this one, I could probably delete this loop cut here now that I've added more. Or edge loop. And then I want all of this to be flat so I can use that tool. And that's all looking a lot better, but it doesn't really follow the shape. So I can move the... Alright, this part's flat, so I'm not going to move those up, but then I want it to follow a bit of that curve pattern. Not pattern, but that curve. Alright, that's fine, I guess. Because this part will be flat anyways. So I want each of these to be the exact same size. This one Alright, this one's definitely bigger, but how would I make all... Does anybody in chat know how I could make this loop, and this loop the same thickness each? There's a bit of delay, so if nobody knows, it's not awful if they're not the exact same size. Actually, what I could do, delete all those edge loops. Don't worry about that, we can fix that up. And then this will make them all the same size. So 1, 2, 3. All right, that's good. So now they're the exact same size. I just have to... This one's a bit skinnier, it looks like, from the reference. So I guess I could change that. But now these two are the same size. I'll just leave them like that. So then these in-betweens parts, they're there and here. Wait. Right. Here. I can delete. Can it shoot? Not yet. Not even a barrel to shoot from. It will shoot though. It will shoot though. Alright, I'm gonna do the easy way of connecting all of these. And that is just taking all of this and extruding onto Y so that they connect. And then removing all the duplicates. Oh, and that seemed to change this so I could... Alright, recalculate normals didn't work, so I'll just have to add those faces back manually. And there are some pretty simple rails. Alright, at the front here, there's a curve where the barrel basically sits on. Will you potentially add this to Callout? Yes. I'm making this for Callout. It's actually looking pretty good other than this part. So, what next should I add? The trigger or the slide? Go with the trigger. Oh, did I make them part of the same or different objects? All right, different. So I didn't rehearse this, but I'm gonna see if I can finish the magwell. Let's see, what's it look like right now? All right, I could do that. Why is that? First I'll move this to the center. I'll do the magwell now. I think there's a bit of like curve around the outsides. I'll look up an image. on my second monitor. Alright, it just looks like a simple square. But this back part is filled in. Oh, what's that from? Oh yeah. So that's why that's there, I'm gonna assume, because it's flat along here. And then it has the sort of squarish part. And then I know at the front there's a little lip that the mag comes out so that you can grab it. You should finish the bottom before moving on. Alright, usually what I do is I'll leave this top part a bit unfinished because I need the slide for so that I know where to put stuff. But I'll try to finish, yeah, the magwell and stuff first. Alright, how will I do this? Connect here to here. Wait, I'll need a subdivision here first. The Y. Join those, and then connect those. Alright, that looks pretty bad, but this part, is there a way to bevel that? I just do this? No. Bevel, nope. So I want these to have the slight curves. Do you ever write design documents for your game? I do write down ideas that I have for it, but not exactly design documents. Alright, first I'll show how I shade stuff smooth the right way. So if you just set it, it'll look awful. But then normally people will just auto smooth and then something like that, and then they'll try to adjust it. But sometimes in order to get, so say I want this part to be smooth, right here there are those sharp edges, but then I still want this part to be flat. See how I can't really get that with the slider? So I set this all the way to 180, so everything's shaded smooth, but then I can choose those sharp edges myself. And then right here I'm missing that one. Could I just alt select this? Alright, looks like it. Oh, that top. Oh, there's not a top. And then all of that we want to be flat. So I'll mark it sharp. And then that entire like face that's in there will be completely sharp. Now we want this part smooth. Where it changes to the trigger, we want that to be sharp. So I'll select all that, the entire trigger side. Right there. For now, let's see how that looks. Alright, yeah, that's pretty beautiful along right there. So now the inside of it, still pretty bad. This part will curve, so I don't know. I can just go like this for now. Think that'll work. Alright, yeah, that looks good. Sort of curves it in. Do you ever get discouraged seeing huge studios work on games similar to yours? not exactly discouraged, I get more inspired. I saw that Project Z and I was astonished, but rather than thinking like, oh, they're doing much better than me, they have a larger studio, stuff like that, instead I look at how they do certain things and then try to replicate it. Things that they do right, like their animation system I tried to learn from and stuff like that. Alright, so I got most of the trigger shading good. So now let's get these rails. Most of the rails are sharp shaded, so I can do that. And then remember, it's flipped to the other side, so I don't need to do this part because this entire part is flat. So then when it gets flipped, it'll get flipped over there. Oh, don't need that part. And then I think that's the front, so I'll need that. And there are the rails. Oh, the inside of the rail right here looks, I missed here. Here. And that should do it. Yep. So now the back still looks pretty weird. This whole part should be smooth. It doesn't look exactly like a curve, so I should probably add a bit more geometry to that. Oh, that was a weird angle. There we go. Along the Y. And along the Y. So right here, this entire part will be flat, so I could mark that sharp. And then here we'll make that curve over to it. And then right here, that part's sharp. Oh, looks like looks like there are two edges or something there, so I'm gonna, yep, there were duplicated vertices. Alright. Why is there an edge right here? There we go. Welcome, Benchy. Welcome, the funny waffle vids. Alright, that curve is looking a bit better. But I should probably adjust all of that so that it's not exactly flat there, so it actually curves. So I'm gonna... Alright. That right? Alright, it is. Trying to keep about that much distance from this side. I'm trying to keep these flat because just to have good geometry. On the Glock it's important because there are sort of the grip bumps, but I guess on this it's flat, so it's not as important to have good geometry because there's not going to be much more I need to add in there. have to get skinnier here. Alright, so that part it'll get thicker again. Why did I go all the way out here? I just realized. I never adjusted that. So that will just be like in there. I have to adjust all this. Alright, I think I'll need a few more vertices to get that curve there. So what's that look like? I can just subdivide. I'll subdivide one more, so I get two more. Where's that? Yeah, that's two more. One about there and one about there. Starting to look a bit messy, especially with all the cyan lines. It was hard to see in wireframe. That's a really ugly ungon. How can I avoid that? I mean, this part is sharp anyway, so I guess it's fine. It's probably avoidable, but whatever. Is that right? I could add this, so now it's two quads, right? That's four vertices, all right. Shading is all weird right there, though. What exactly am I doing? Alright. I definitely messed something up about here. I'll just redo that. And I'll redo that. I think just about here is where I messed up, because I should have made this right here, so then it would continue as normal. Extrude 1, extrude 2, and then this one will line up with that. There we go. And that fixes whatever I did last time, I think. Oh. Well, as you can tell, even I'm struggling with this back part. Gets even harder when you want to shade it the right way. For me, it shows 6 watching now. It's not bad. 5 watching. Alright, so it was J to connect those. And I think that should look somewhat good. Oh, clear sharp. Why is that? Is there duplicated vertices? Is it all there? Alright, looks like there was. Still looks a bit weird there. Right about where I added the triangle is where it goes wrong. So I could just subdivide here. Move there. And then that'll make those quads. Who is it telling me to finish the bottom here? T72 of truth. Did I leave that shading so I could move on to modeling something else? I could fix that shading later. It's just a bit boring to watch or listen. That whole part is sharp. Alright, most of the shading is looking a lot better. So I think that's good for now. I'll move on to the trigger. Which I'll hide the plane here and then I'll add the curve. See how I could use it. Would this be the right type? I'm not too familiar with the curves, like I said. I could just do what I normally do, which is subdivide this part a bunch and then adjust these. Yeah, that looks good. So then I'll take... Oh yeah, I have to make it 3D now. So I'll move it in this way just a bit. Maybe a bit more. And add the mirror. There we go. Oh, forgot to turn on clipping. So now I'll cut those holes into the side of it. I think that'd be easiest with a Boolean modifier and then just fixing up some geometry. Oh, probably should have turned down the amount of geometry on that. So Something like 10 is good. It's pretty small. One there. And copy that, move one here. If you have a Razer mouse, you can add macros for Blender. I do use a lot of the keyboard shortcuts already. I don't know how much I would use that on the mouse. What all do you use the mouse macros for? Alright, I'll quickly apply this transform and then cut into it. Boolean this, is that the right way? Right? Alright, good. So now I'll just have to do that for the other two. To cheat? Cheating in Blender with macros? There we go, there are the 3 holes. Let's just make sure. Alright, that geometry isn't exactly pretty. You could make a macro for doing a certain action you do a lot. Everything I do a lot, I already have good keyboard keybinds to use. Alright, now that I cut those holes, first I'll hide the body to get rid of that mess. And I could do the mirror again. Mirror on the Y with clipping. There we go. And I'm gonna make this shaded the right way like we did on the body. So 180, and then choose all the sharp edges. Looks like about it for now. Now the circles. And alright. That looks a lot better already. So there's the trigger. That was actually pretty easy. You sound like a girl, thank you. Alright, I'll move on to the slide now. We finished most of the body. Just have to fix up some shading right here. So there we go, that lined it up exactly. And I'll start with that bit of a curve there. And then get this whole flat part right along here. And I can add in the ridges later either using a boolean like we did with the cuts in the trigger, or I could do edge loops, but I think that the boolean will be easier. And I'll hide the body and trigger because they're just getting in the way for now. I'll add that detail in later, so for now I'll just go along all those little notches. And it's a bit high. That's because it connects with the body, so. Go along there a few times and then to the end. And then move these up. Alright, I could probably add one loop cut about here. Actually, a bit closer in. Make that flat. Are all of these flat? I can't tell with the image. Yeah, they look like it. Should probably add one more about here just to flatten things out. There we go. And then the curve over the top, I know how I'm going to do this. Rather than like with the body, how I did a few loop cuts and then position them, instead I can just go up to the very top and then, oh wait, I'll have to make this 3D now. So mirror on the Z, have to apply transform, set the origin, or wait, no, the Y, turn on clipping, and connect those. And even though that's completely flat right now, what I can do is take this whole top edge loop, which it's curved along the whole top. I guess this vertex, I can move that in a bit. But now to make that whole thing a curve, I can just do Control B for bevel, and then add a few. I'll add one more. So 4. And that makes that whole curve for us. Only issue I see is that, no, that actually looks perfect. So now, I should probably do the back, but I'll do the play/ply. If you're there, I can do, when you say you're here, I could do the back. You guessed it with the bevel, Riley. All right, so play/ply. Whenever you get back, I'll do the back of the slide. For now, I'll do the iron sight. So I'll add the loop cuts for that now. One, it starts from the very back, so then just right here. And then I'll have this to work with. So it looks like it comes up completely flat for a second. And then it has the triangle. So what I could do for that is just move up to there, scale, and then I can actually merge these at center and move that part to where it is. I think it stays the same thickness. Yeah, it looks like it. Although it does get thicker out here and then connect in right there. For now, I'll separate the iron sight and then connect it back in. So I can make that little hole into the body. That separates the iron sight. And then it seems to have some sort of cut right there. So I can do that with the Boolean again. About there. No, it thins a little bit, I think. Yeah, it definitely looks like this part is like closer to... So if you picture this way, from here to here, that direction, definitely looks like this part is further out, and then it sort of goes in a bit onto that line, if I'm describing that correctly. But it definitely connects in right here. There's a hole, so I'll make that first. Should be easy. So there we go. And I wonder why the slide is missing this part. That, and then merge by distance to get rid of the duplicate. And then Boolean. This. And I think that's right. So I'll apply. Just move this. Yep. We got our hole for the iron sight to connect in now. It's actually looking really good. Alright, I'll hide that again. And add whatever it is that connects it. About there, and then I can use the snapping tool again. Snap that there, and then do oh yeah, that made this a quad. I don't want the loop cut to go through there, so for now I'll just add a little extra vertex there. How long have you been working on your FPS game? Also, how long have you been using Unity? My current game, Callout, I've been working on it for about half a year now, but not all of that time was on the current version. At first I had the default render pipeline, and that was mainly just I was learning multiplayer in it, but then I accidentally lost the project files, so I started fresh in HDRP. And that's the version I have right now. About half a year. And how long have I been using Unity? About last year when Corona started, I decided that I wanted to start like real game development. Before that, all I had done was Scratch and other simple game dev stuff. So when Corona hit, I decided that I could start learning how to actually do it in a game engine and stuff. And I found out about Unity because I was subscribed to lots of game dev channels, and Danny's channel was the most appealing game engine because he was always talking about the particle system and how nice Unity is. So I looked into it and it looked pretty nice. My first game was, of course, the Brackeys Rollerball, and then after that I made a little racing thing. Oh. Alright, so how will I make this part along? For now, I'll just focus on not how it connects in the iron sight itself. So what I'll do for that is take this. Oh, looks like it connects all the way down to here. So on the slide, I'm also gonna have to delete, or at least move those faces onto the iron sight that they connect. Not that one. So that one I delete the face. And then these two faces are technically part of the iron sight, it looks like. So I'll separate those and then add them to the iron sight. And then merge that. So it looks like this whole part is actually flat. I'm gonna assume this definitely looks really skinny, so I'm gonna assume that it goes all the way out to about here. So scale along the Y, all of that will be flat, and move out to here. Alright, that's definitely looking a lot more like the thickness of iron sights. So then I'll take... I'm still a little lost on how I'll fill in this hole here. Oh, forgot to move this out. Anything else? Alright. So what I would have done, just inset. Alright, inset's definitely not going to work here. Oh, with border it looks a bit better. There's something going on over here though. So that's really weird geometry. I could just get rid of that, right? This is a big end gun now. Could also dissolve that and this edge. Hello, local PC nerd. So what I'm guessing is I could inset. Pretty sure you can select the vertices and then. Yeah, I know how to fill, but in this section here, you see how the iron sight sort of fits into it? I'll just leave it for now. I could do that off stream because it's going to take me a bit of looking up and help. This part, can I inset all that? Alright, I should probably improve this massive N-gon. First of all, I could connect those. Oh yeah, remove the extra that I added. And then is that 4? No, that's a triangle. But we want that as a triangle, so I think this should be better. Alright, that's looking a lot more like what I wanted. Oh, there's a duplicated... Oh, there's not a duplicate. Alright. Well, right here, I'm confused why this whole part isn't staying same size. So I could do I for individual. No, I don't want that. B for the border. I guess I could just do something like this and then adjust it. That's messy. I do a lot of this while modeling, figuring out why things aren't working how I want. It might be helpful to get this section in. First, I could get rid of this lip here. Gotta go, but look, good luck. Thank you, Roman. Good luck on your project as well. Alright, I'll try to fill this. Hopefully doesn't go that bad. Alright, yeah, it's going pretty bad. And then here, I could extrude on the X. Fill that. Looking a bit better. So right here, I'll need another vertex to use. At least got it somewhere closer. Still not exactly what it looks like. Although hopefully now I can take this whole part and do the inset now. Alright, that's behaving a lot more like what I wanted. Only issue still is this triangle. Which is because I have weird geometry, probably. So subdivide, move that to the same height as here, and connect those. Oh, J. That should be better. Nope. I don't know why inset is acting so weirdly right now, but I guess I could just leave the iron side at that for now. Move on from it. I'll do the front. Oh, wrong button. Scale Z0. Make that all flat. And then that'll actually go on the inside a bit. So move inside, and then I want this all the way up to here, but to right there, so that we get that sharp inset. I'll shade it a bit better to see how that'd look. 6 watching, I'm surprised. 6 people watching me figure out why my Blender is acting weird, or why I can't figure out these issues. So kind of like this top, I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom, where I just connect it, and then take that edge, and make sure, alright, and then I can just bevel that, and get that nice curve, like that. Now I'll work on this front part, which it's hard to see on the image, but there's a little plate right here. I've made it on a 1911 before. This isn't my first time making a M1911. But what I did was just fill this, merge that difference, first I just get the faces, and then I can inset them to get that inside. Wrong button again. Move those in and merge the issue it causes. Mark that sharp. So if I'm right, I think it was like it was sort of a shape like what I do with the mouse here. So for now, I'll just make the shape out of a different object, and then I could try to connect it in. So I'll put this, move it there. Actually, first I should probably make the barrel, so I have an idea of where that'd be. So what I do for that, I want the barrel to be about that high. So there was this tool I've been using. I'm trying to remember how I do it. All right. I'm pressing F, but that's not connecting. And there? No. Is it on the inside? All right. Recalculate normals. Why is that part? Maybe it's too big for an end gun? I have to fill that first. There we go. Make sure there are no duplicates. Clear all of these. I don't know why they were marked sharp. But here on this face, I'll do it. So I want it to go to the border. Again, it's doing that I need good geometry again. I keep making the same mistake of doing bad geometry and then having bad insets and wondering why. I'll extrude that. Oh wait, no. I'll subdivide here, move it up to there, and then join those. That's the right way, so that this is its own face. And there, oh, inset is still not working how I want it to. Let's see. Alright, I made an example before on how to inset the right way, because I always make this mistake. So basically, here's what I'm going to be doing. Double verts, let me check. Nope, none. So here's basically what I'm going to do. Pretend that this is the barrel. I'll move this over to the side so it's not in the way. Scale along the X. Scale along the other two, smaller. So just, if that's the barrel, I'm gonna cursor to selected so that this cube is right there. Scale along the X, and then that is the slide, just for example. Then what I would do here is I would inset to about where the barrel is, and then on each of these edges, here, I'll hide the barrel so it's not in the way, and then on each edge I would subdivide twice, however many times I went, however much geometry I want on the circle. Oh. So I'll just do twice on each. And then you'd select all of this, Shift Alt S, and then all the way, and that makes a perfect circle. You delete this face, and I'll reveal that barrel again. And then you just take this circle it formed, and then you position it, be scaled just in. So then if the barrel were to have, let me take this face, inset it a bit, and then extrude back a bunch. Then here you would have the barrel still, and then you'd still have the slide, but then it doesn't interfere with the barrel. So that's what we're wanting to do on the 1911 now. So let's see if I can remember those steps. First, I would inset to just about here. Maybe I could just manually do this because inset wasn't working too well. So 1, 2, on the Z, and I'll remove this face because, oh, subdivide. This one would be about here, this one will be about here, and then I'll go to here. There and there. And then I'll use that face. So now it should inset. Should inset properly. Let me fill all this mess back up. There we go. Now I have that face. So if I there we go. Now it's working right. About that. Actually, I'll just use the whole thing because the barrel might be big. I can always scale down, but scaling out, it might conflict with the geometry. Subdivide twice. Subdivide once because this will be mirrored to the other side. So now if I do Shift Alt S, all right. So I'll quickly apply the mirror and then I can add it back after. There's probably a better way to do that, but I can't think of what that would be. Take all that, Shift Alt S, scale it down, and then there we go. There's the hole. It's not an exact circle. Actually, right here I'll subdivide both of those, and right here I'll subdivide those, so it's a more perfect circle. Shift Alt S. There we go, that looks a lot better. So now I'll add the barrel. Oh yeah, I can remove the example. Cylinder. Alt G will reset both the rotation and position. Cursor to world origin. I want this to have more vertices, more geometry, because it'll be the barrel. So probably something like 16 is good. Especially when scaled down. So I'm going to use that circle I made to position it perfectly. I can select this whole circle and then cursor to selected, and that'll put it right in the center. And then I can select the barrel, Shift S, selection to cursor, and that'll line it up. And then I just have to scale it right so it's just a bit bigger. And then I can take this front face, inset a bit, and move that back. I'll do about that much. And then this whole loop, I have to move it even more back. G on the Y, or G on the X. About there is good. And then there's the barrel. Probably doesn't stick out that much. Oh. Well, that looks good. So the body still doesn't, I still have to add that curve so that it holds it, if that makes sense. This sort of curve on the slide. And then also I can add now that little plate that holds it in. And also right here there's a little circle with a like pole that comes out. I think is that on the 1911? It's like a stabilizer or something. I don't know the exact term. But right here I'll do similar to the barrel hole. I have to make something. So right here and right here. Let's see. Could I do something like that? Now I want to make this a perfect square. There we go. And then just scale these in on the Y. Oh, both of them. Scale on the Y. Just about there. And I can delete the inside. Now also delete this because I'm gonna have to scale it up a bit more. First of all, I'll subdivide to make a better circle. Shift-Alt-S all the way over. And then that'll be scaled up about. I'll go to where these about connect. Scale up just a tad more, and then I can merge it. This and this merge at last. Does that look? It's a bit small. Absolute dog water, my dude. Well, look at the rest of the model. Not too bad. Oh my, it's been 2 hours. I should probably add a mirror modifier to this back again. For now, I could just do it on both sides myself, though. Alright, now I'll have the slide hold it, which, let's see if I can. Doesn't really show, so I'll just have to sort of guess how it does that. There we go. I'll hide this, get it out of the way. Probably a way I could incorporate a curve, but I'll make it myself. Let's show, all right, there's the slide. So this whole thing has to be a bit there. And then wrap around. For now, I'll just do something simple like that. And then correct it. Oh, wow. So this should all be flat. It's not. Let's see. Oh, alright, there are duplicated vertices. Only one there. I'm gonna hide this whole front part here. It's just getting in the way. So I can select that and then just H. And this doesn't have to be exact, just sort of follow. That's most of it. Now let's get that shading to go the right way. So is that a sharp edge? I should probably add this lip to the whole slide first. So there's the top. I'll add in that part after. And not there. Extrude along the Y. Merge those at last. And then right here for the lip, I can just move it in on the X a bit and then connect right here. I think that's the right shading type. Alright, I have to get these two also. And then there we go. We have that whole lip around. Now this front still looks a bit weird. First, that's actually sharp here. And this is sharp here. And I think that's it. Let's see that with the slide now. Definitely holds it better. So if I were to shoot, looks about right. I'll fix up this, I'll finish the iron sights now. Just make the front one and then add functionality to this one. It's a bit weird though. It's one of these types. I've been streaming for about 2 hours 5 minutes. I think I'll go for 2 hours 30 minutes. So about 25 minutes left. That went by pretty fast. So I'll do the iron sights and then back. Alright. This part here, I think I could use a Boolean. So I'll do the same thing like I did with the barrel to position it perfectly. Take that vertex, cursor to selected. Take the cube, selection to cursor. And, oh, is that the right way? All right. Something like that looks right. Let's go along the X. I'll apply the mirror. And then we'll see how that looks. It might not be correct, but I think that looks right. Yeah, this stream went by so fast. I was expecting, I checked the time and I thought it'd be like 40 minutes in, and it was over 2 hours. I haven't even gotten to finishing that shading. Alright, so now the front iron sight. I'll add a loop cut for the front of it, and then a loop cut for the back. Inset these two faces, hopefully inset. Alright, there we go, it actually did work, finally. Scale along the Y, make it a bit skinnier. And then the iron sight they use is a bit complicated. It's doable though. Oh. Extrude along the Z. Alright, seems to go up just a tad and then get bigger. And then go up again. So I'm gonna make this shading a bit normal first, and then add the little whatever that thing is that sort of not glows but has a mission. Mark all those sharp. And then I just have to do the curve and the cylinder. So I'll delete all those edges and just make the curve manually. Extrude along the X. Oh, and we do not want those marked sharp. So I'll go on the top view. Edge, clear sharp. That's actually much better than I thought it'd turn out. Hi there, Skin Dahlias. So it looks like it doesn't seem to be one cylinder. It looks like it's just one chunk here and then the cylinder right there. Hello, Matthew Morat. So that looks about good for that inner part. And then I'll add that bigger part. So I could just duplicate this and then, oh, I think a sphere would actually be better for this right here. I keep changing my mouse. So same thing, put the cursor there. And then I'll make the... Alright, UV or icosphere. I think UV. No, Ico seems better for this. Subdivisions. 3 or 2. I think 2 because it's going to be smooth shaded. And then it's going to be tiny, so definitely 2. So something like that. And then, yeah, it looks like it sort of connects into this. I don't really like that ugly outline, so maybe I should have done more than 2. I'll make it again. Icosphere 3. And then 4 would be way too many, right? So right there, that looks really nice. So first I could do a Boolean to cut that shape out from the icosphere, so that there's that hole there for it. Does that work out right? I guess that it doesn't matter really. What does matter is that I get rid of all this excess geometry that's just there. It's not serving any purpose. Alright, I could just select everything I need and then invert the selection and then delete that. That'd probably be better. For watching, I think I've had at least 4 people watching throughout the whole stream, so that's actually pretty good. Especially for being pretty boring. Other than the beginning, making all of the base parts like the slide and the body were fun. But when it gets into like shading and figuring out how to make curves and stuff, it gets kind of boring. It looks like I accidentally cut out a bit earlier. So I'll undo. Oh, looks like I can't undo that, so I'll have to just remake the icosphere. But now I know what to do, so it'll be a lot faster. Just like that. And then select everything I need. Which I guess I could have just done this now that I think about it, right? Alright, no. Oh, yeah, no, I can't. I can't tell if that's the fake Zippy or the real one. And if Ply gets back, then I could do the back of the slide. He's been wanting to know how to do that. And it is probably one of the more difficult parts. The back of the slide and the iron sight connection are the two things that are probably going to take me a lot of time to figure it out. Alright, so those are all of the pieces I need, so I can select, invert, and then delete that. So now it's only the faces that I actually see. Nice. Oh! Seems there's a few stray edges here, here. Alright, now that's good. Shade smooth, and that's a lot better. Hi, multi. Auto smooth 180, and then mark the sharp edges, which are these ones and these ones on a cylinder, so that these faces are flat and then all of the curve looks curved. So I think that's it for the front iron sight. Let's see if those line up. Just like it. In orthographic view, yeah, they line up actually pretty well. What I could do though is take the top and almost make this on a slant, so it's not all just one chunk. Probably gets skinnier at the top. So let's see if this would be. Alright, that's not getting the curve. So this and this. So I could do something like that, but then this is still flat. I want it to rotate and sort of, oh! I want this part to rotate to, on the X, to match the curve, or to match that angle. I wonder if proportional editing would do that. Another way I think. Alright, here's what I'll do. I'll take this whole part here and then make it an object, then move. Alright, I can't figure out the right way to say this, so I'll just do it. Take this whole part, separate it into its own object, and then I'll move that on the Y exactly 1 for now, so I can just move it -1 when I'm ready. And then I could take, oh wait, no, that was right. And then connect those. Same thing here. And that's all a face. This is all a face. And then I can just take these parts, scale them on the Y, and then take the curve back. So move that on the Y -1. Take that all, extrude it on the Z. And then this will take a Boolean on that object, apply, and then delete. Oh, what? Is this object not its own? Or is it parented or something? Oh, I duplicated it somehow. So if I move that on the Y1, alright, somehow I accidentally duplicated that. Not exactly sure how I did that. Was it connected in some way? Where is it connected? Looks like it did what I wanted it to, just in a weird way. Alright, I think it worked then. Just I have to fill in whatever it did here. And right here. Alright, yeah, it did what I wanted. Now that's rotated so it's flat, exactly. Mark that sharp. Mark this part sharp also. I bet that there were 2 duplicated vertices. So, I think that finishes it up for this site, other than marking these sharp as well. Let's get that cursor out of the way, cursor to rolled origin. There we go, and that's the front iron sight. That ended up a lot better than any other site I've actually made before. And lines up pretty well. Let's see, how long has the stream been? Duplicated verts are the worst. Yeah, they mess up shading, selecting stuff, everything. Wait, I saw something about auto merge before. Let me see. It might be part of an add-on. But what it does is if 2 vertices are on the same spot, you don't even have to do the M auto merge. It just does that for you right away. I'll finish shading this all good, and then I think I should end the stream there. It's been 2.5 hours almost. Looks really good, thank you. Why is this still shading? Oh yeah, auto smooth. It did end up actually pretty good. Still a few. I just have to fix the shading in the place in some areas. Do the back of the slide. I want to show play that, and then just fix up this area. Other than that, I think it's just the little details, which I did say I'm gonna do, so I should probably make these 3 things. How long have you been using Blender for? About a month into Unity, I started learning it. The first thing I made actually was a 1911. It wasn't too good and I followed a tutorial. But since then, I've just been practicing with extruding, moving, bevels, all that sort of stuff. Alright, I'll make the slide catch part here. This is where magnet gets annoying. Right there. I've been trying to learn how to use the curves better. Right there was just where I took a circle to get that perfect half circle. I'm good with the circles, but not exactly curves like the trigger guard here. I need to learn how I could use a circle, or not a circle, but a curve for that. Alright, extrude scale. Wait, so how long? I started Unity. So I started Unity at about the start of when Corona started coming. And then I started Blender about a month after that. So about like February, about a year then for Blender. And for Unity, over a year. Oh. What, you've been using Blender for a year then? Better than me, and you've used it for 5+ years. Only ever done it for low poly? Yeah, learning high poly is probably what's helped the most. I make random low poly things like all the time. If people, like in Tom's server, someone was asking how to make something, so I just made it and gave it to them. It's like fun little challenge. But I like doing high poly. It's definitely hardest and teaches you how to use tools the most. So the slide catch, let's see, it seems to go out and have that little curve and flat. It's a bit difficult of a shape. Yeah, Zippy, learning high poly. One thing that I've been trying to learn is how to do all this shading tools. Like the top of this looks really high poly, but then it's really not much. All of this sort of setting sharp edges and then having auto smooth at 180. It's a really good way of shading. And it has pretty good results, other than like right here, I still have to touch up on that. These curves are really where my weakness is, shading those in, but then stuff like here, that looks really high poly, but it's not much. Alright, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to tackle this part. Probably G along the Y, negative 0.01, maybe 2. Actually, oh, what did I just press? Press something, everything's gone. Alt H? Where'd everything go? Cylinder? Where is it? There we go. Where did it all go though? Oh, now that deleted. What's going on? Control Shift Z. Well, it's gone. I have no idea what just happened there. The reference images? Wait, I'm pressing Alt H though. See, everything is shown. They're not hidden. But where'd they go? Let me go to one of those reference images and then I can't zoom on it. Where did it go? Pressing tab, pressing period on the numpad. I don't know what button I pressed. Where are my reference images? Maybe I'll go into modeling tab and they'll show. Oh! That fixed it! I just went to the layout tab on accident. Alright. So I still need to make the lip, the hammer, safety, magwell, the grip, tape stuff as the main details. The hammer is probably part of the back of the slide, so I can do this for now. So it connects from right about here. Check their positions. Everything came back, so I think that I'm just a bit delayed right now. Alright, so the top of this thing is right there. Is that one more? Right here. Alright, so here. There we go. Hammers. Yeah, I know hammers is its own part. I'm just saying when I make it, I'll make it while I'm making the back of the slide because it sort of connects with there. If I do this, oh wait. I don't get why it keeps locking me to there. There we go. Gotta turn the stream delay to the lowest in YouTube. I didn't know you could set it. I thought that that was just part of like it processing on YouTube and then going to you guys. Do you set the delay? That thing looks crazy. Didn't turn out too bad though. Alright, sounds good, Zippy. So now making all the shading right. Is this Zippy fake? No, this is the real Zippy. I don't know. I think that the fake one left. I can fix up all of the little shading details off stream. Oh. So it looks like that has like a little lip that goes over there. I'll have to look at a better angle. I could do a part 2 to this stream of doing all these other smaller things. Like the back, the hammer, whatever. This, I think that there's like some type of a hole type thing here where the hammer hits down. Something's definitely off. Oh wait, this is part of the safety, because if you push right here, it also pushes this in. So it's not connected here because it can, technically it can move in a bit. Because that's what this whole part is for. So on a 1911, there are a few safeties. No, I'll show on this model because it's better. So number 1 safety is this one. If you push it up, then that button is let go. So then you can't shoot because this button isn't pushed in and the safety's up. Also, it holds the slide with that little nook. Then also there's, oh, this safety here, which just makes it so that you can, if you push the trigger, it won't shoot unless this is pushed in. So that way, if you accidentally like drop the gun or something and a twig pushes this in, then this won't be pushed because your palm isn't there. But if you're holding it, then it can shoot. Just a little additional safety. So this whole black part here actually sort of tilts in a little bit when you are holding it. So it's its own object. It's not connected. So I should probably fix that. Oh, why did it select? All right. That whole part, and then I'll make it connect down to this curve. E selection, and I'll hide that selection so I can connect this back up. And same as usual, I'll just extrude on the Y and then remove the duplicates and then clear these. And let's show that again. So this will actually be down a bit. We'll get this out of the way. I'll fill in all of the holes later. Alright, looks like this part is curved, so I'll follow that inner edge there. Scale this on the X0. Then these little divots I can do with the normal map because it's not really noticeable. And then right here I'm going to have some bevel action. So for now I'll just move this over. And that's just about finished. I'll fix up that part right here. And then all of here won't be seen, so that's just wasted faces. Now I'll add that curve part, and then I think I should finish up the stream then because it's almost it's 2 hours 45 minutes, so. Oh, I didn't have to delete the whole part. It's just right here that will be moved. I think I'll go with what I did on the body and just move it in because it's not too much of a curve. So I'll just delete all that. Hide the body, it's in the way. Don't know why this went all weird here. Duplicated, nope. Alright, I see this part isn't lined up right on the Y. Wait. So it goes skinnier in. Oh. Still don't know why that part. Maybe if I shade flat and then shade smooth? Yep. Sometimes that fixes those issues. And this whole part can move in just a bit and then connect. Oh my. That shading is awful. This should work. Yeah, that fixed up most of it. I can always fix up those small issues later. So I think that's going to end it for this stream. If you guys want me to do a part 2 where I do the smaller details, like fix up this part on the iron sight where it connects, I could add the safeties and the slide catch and stuff like that, then make sure to like and leave a comment, or in the live chat right now you could say if you wanted that. I'll add the hammer, the details, fix up the shading. But for now I think I'm going to leave it at that. Maybe add simple materials before going. So I'll just do what I did on the Glock. So just add some simple materials to each of these. And then, oh yeah, the sphere has to be its own material. So these two, actually I could share one. So there we go. Thank you all for watching.